Before we talk about the foods, it's essential to remember that a healthy diet goes hand in hand with physical activity. Dr. David Sinclair always emphasizes the importance of keeping your body moving. He recommends exercising at least 3 times a week, as this not only improves overall health, but also enhances the effects of good nutrition on longevity. After all, what's the point of eating right if your body isn't active enough to process those benefits? The science behind it is simple. Regular exercise stimulates cell renewal, strengthens the cardiovascular system, and keeps muscles active, which is crucial for slowing down the aging process. If you're not in the habit of exercising, start slow. A 30-minute walk can make a huge difference. And if you can add some strength training or functional workouts, even better. Small actions, when consistent, lead to big results. Dr. Sinclair believes that the secret to longevity isn't just in the food you eat, but in combining a balanced diet with physical activity. Think of it as 2 sides of the same coin. But now, let's dive into the foods you should avoid to maximize the benefits of your workouts and ensure a longer, healthier life. In this video, you're going to discover 5 foods that might be speeding up the aging process in your body, and how cutting them from your diet could make a huge difference. We're not talking about fad diets or quick fixes here, but science-based tweaks that focus on how your body reacts to certain types of food. And the most interesting part? These tips are based on the research of Harvard's renowned geneticist, Dr. David Sinclair, who has been studying aging for over 20 years. Dr. Sinclair isn't just another researcher. He's at the forefront of longevity science, dedicating his entire career to understanding the mechanisms that make the body age, and more importantly, how we can slow down or even reverse that process. From his studies, he shares practices that we can apply in our daily lives to live longer and better. And today, we're diving into a crucial aspect: food. What if I told you that small changes in your diet could rejuvenate your body? Sounds too good to be true, right? But stick with me until the end, because we're going to break down which foods to avoid, and more importantly, why. By the end, you'll have a clear and simple plan to start making changes today. Foods to avoid, Part 1. Now that we've talked about the importance of exercise, let's dive into the first food that might be sabotaging your longevity: refined sugars. Processed foods like candy, soda, and artificial juices are packed with refined sugar, which is one of the biggest culprits in cellular aging. Dr. David Sinclair points out that consuming too much of this sugar not only contributes to weight gain, but also speeds up inflammation and insulin resistance, which, over time, harms the entire body. Have you ever stopped to think about how small choices, like having soda with lunch or grabbing that dessert after dinner, could affect your future? It may seem harmless in the moment, but these foods have a devastating impact when accumulated over the years. Dr. Sinclair recommends drastically reducing your sugar intake by replacing these foods with healthier options. For example, try swapping soda for lemon water or unsweetened green tea. These small changes can lead to big benefits. Additionally, when thinking about longevity, it's crucial to remember that how we eat directly affects our long-term health. By avoiding sugar-laden foods, you're taking a major step toward protecting your cells and slowing the aging process. But don't worry, there are still more simple adjustments you can make to your diet. Let's move on to the next group of foods that deserve your attention. Foods to avoid, Part 2. The second group of foods that could be compromising your health are refined carbohydrates. White bread, pasta, and other foods made with refined flour are quickly turned into sugar by your body, causing spikes in blood glucose levels. Dr. David Sinclair warns that these frequent insulin spikes accelerate aging and increase the risk of developing chronic diseases like diabetes. While they may be tasty and convenient, these foods are far from harmless. Imagine you're constantly feeding your body with these fast carbs. With every meal, your body has to release more insulin to regulate blood sugar levels, creating a vicious cycle that wears down the system over time. Dr. Sinclair suggests a practical swap. Choose whole grain versions of these foods. A great example is replacing white bread with whole grain bread, or opting for pasta made from whole grains. These small changes have a huge impact on your health. Keeping glucose levels stable is key to longevity. By cutting down on refined carbs and increasing your intake of fiber-rich foods, you can better control your insulin and, in turn, avoid premature aging. And we're not stopping there. The next group of foods also deserves special attention when it comes to longevity. Foods to avoid, Part 3. Now we've arrived at one of the biggest culprits in modern diets: processed meats. Products like sausages, ham, bacon, and other deli meats are packed with preservatives and nitrates that can increase the risk of cardiovascular diseases and, unfortunately, speed up the aging process. Dr. David Sinclair is clear in stating that frequent consumption of these processed meats is directly linked to a higher risk of cancer and other serious health conditions. If you often include these meats in your daily meals, it's time to reconsider. The good news is that there are much healthier and tastier alternatives. Instead of bacon for breakfast, for example, why not try scrambled eggs with avocado? Or swap the ham in your sandwich for a slice of grilled chicken breast. These choices not only taste great, but also drastically reduce your exposure to harmful substances that promote aging. By avoiding processed meats, you're not only taking care of your cardiovascular health, but also protecting your cells from the degenerative effects of these foods. The impact is huge when it comes to longevity. And if you think that's already a lot, get ready for the next group of foods, which may also be silently accelerating your aging. Foods to avoid, Part 4. Now let's talk about a type of food that's very common on many people's tables: fried foods. Fried foods, especially those cooked with low-quality oils, produce inflammatory substances that damage cells and increase the risk of degenerative diseases. Dr. David Sinclair points out that, aside from being extremely high in calories, these foods introduce toxins into the body, speeding up cellular aging in a concerning way. Who doesn't love some French fries, right? But the truth is, behind that crispy taste lies a significant health risk. It's not just about the excess calories, but also the toxins that form during the high-temperature frying process. If you want to take care of your longevity, a great tip is to swap fried foods for healthier cooking methods, like grilling or baking. A good example? Try roasting your potatoes with a little olive oil and rosemary. Not only is it delicious, but it's also much better for your body. By making these substitutions, you'll be protecting your cells from the damage caused by fried foods and, in turn, slowing down the signs of aging. This simple adjustment can make all the difference to your long-term health. And we have one more group of foods to avoid, which might surprise many. Foods to avoid, Part 5. Lastly, we come to processed dairy products, especially those high in fat like yellow cheeses and creams. These products, so common in our diets, can raise cholesterol levels and promote inflammation in the body. Dr. David Sinclair warns that processed dairy is directly linked to inflammatory processes that speed up cellular aging and increase the risk of chronic diseases, such as heart problems. Have you ever thought about replacing these dairy products with healthier options? Nowadays, there's a wide variety of alternatives, such as plant-based milks made from almonds or oats, which are nutritious and gentle on the body. Additionally, opting for organic cheeses with lower fat content can be a smart choice for those looking to extend the health and youthfulness of their cells. Remember, it's these small swaps that, over time, lead to big results. Making adjustments to the dairy you consume is an important step in reducing inflammation in the body and ensuring a longer, healthier life. Now that we've gone over the 5 foods you should avoid, Let's recap what we've learned and show you how to apply all of this to your daily life to improve your longevity. Now that you know the 5 foods to avoid for a longer, healthier life, the question is, what are you waiting for to start making these changes? Small adjustments in your diet can have a huge impact on your well-being and longevity. Think of it as an investment in your own health. Have you ever thought about how a simple habit change can rejuvenate your body? And which of these foods are you consuming daily without realizing the negative effects? If you're ready to take the next step, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep learning how to take care of your health and live better. And don't forget to click the thanks button below. It's a great way to support the channel and keep bringing content like this to you. Your health deserves this attention.